Hello everyone! Today I will talk about King Menes, also known as Narmer, the first king of ancient Egypt. King Menes lived around 3100 BC. He is most famous for being the unifier of Upper and Lower Egypt, creating the first united Egyptian kingdom. Because of this great achievement, he is often called the founder of the First Dynasty. Menes chose Memphis as the capital of his new kingdom. This city became one of the most important centers of power and culture in ancient Egyptian history. According to history and legend, King Menes established strong laws, developed agriculture, and laid the foundation for the Egyptian civilization that lasted for thousands of years. His unification of Egypt marked the beginning of the Pharaonic Age, which made Egypt one of the greatest civilizations in history. Thank you. Now, let's begin. King Menes, also known as Narmer, is regarded by historians as the first king of unified Egypt. It is said that he was the ruler of the First Dynasty that reigned from around 3100 BC to 2890 BC. His name, Menes, is believed to mean architect or to think of. However, there are other sources that claim it means he who endures. The name Narmer was discovered on the famous Palette of Narmer, an ancient artifact that depicts both the unification of Egypt and some of its early rulers. There is a lot of mystery surrounding King Menes, but he is still considered one of the most important figures in ancient Egyptian history. The story of King Menes can be traced back to the two lands of ancient Egypt, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. These regions were divided by the Nile River and were ruled by separate kings for many years. But everything changed when King Menes came into the picture. According to legend, before Menes, there was no concept of a single kingdom of Egypt. Instead, there were many small and independent states. In fact, the kings of the south were even referred to as hereditary princes of the kingship, suggesting that they saw themselves as successors to the throne rather than absolute rulers. As for the kings of the north, we don't know much about them, but we do know that they proudly proclaimed themselves as kings of the whole land. Now, while it is true that King Menes managed to unite these two regions, it is important to note that both Upper and Lower Egypt had been under the control of a single ruler on several occasions prior to his reign. For example, according to Manetho, a historian from Alexandria who lived in the 3rd century BC, there was a king named Minos who ruled over all of Egypt at least 2 dynasties before King Menes. However, the extent of Menes's rule is unclear and it is not mentioned in any other historical records. So whether or not he truly conquered both northern and southern Egypt remains a mystery. The main source of information about King Menes and the unification of Egypt is the Palermo stone, a large piece of rock found in 1837 in the Egyptian capital of Cairo. Carved with hieroglyphics, the stone provides valuable insight into the history of ancient Egypt. Unfortunately, much of the information on the stone has been lost to time, and it is now broken into 3 fragments. Nevertheless, scholars have pieced together what they can about King Menes based on the available evidence. According to the Palermo stone, King Menes was the son of Kinga and Queen Nitocris. Some believe that Kinga's name may have been spelled Kanga, but this is still up for debate among historians. When Kinga passed away, King Minos took the throne, followed by Menes after Minos. King Menes ruled over Egypt for approximately 60 years, which is a remarkably long time for someone who lived so long ago. The longevity of his reign may have contributed to the many legends and myths that surround him, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. One of the most fascinating aspects of King Menes' reign is the way he is depicted in art. Interestingly, he is portrayed with both human and animal characteristics. In one well-known depiction, he is shown wearing the crown of Upper Egypt and holding a crook and flail, symbols of the pharaoh's authority. On the other hand, he is also shown with the head of a bull, suggesting a connection to the animal kingdom. These depictions reflect the ancient Egyptians' belief that their rulers were both powerful humans and divine animals. The traditional date for the unification of Egypt under King Menes is around 3100 BC, although some researchers have challenged this timeline. They argue that the process of uniting the two regions was more complex and took place over a longer period. However, most historians agree that King Menes played a crucial role in bringing Egypt together as one kingdom. After unifying Egypt, King Menes established his capital in Memphis. This strategic move allowed him to control the most important trade routes and maintain order throughout the kingdom. Memphis became one of the most important cities in ancient Egypt, serving as the center of political power, economic activity, and cultural life for many centuries. Under King Menes' rule, Egypt experienced significant development and growth. He implemented policies that promoted trade, agriculture, and industry, which led to increased wealth and prosperity for the kingdom. One of his most important legacies was the introduction of a centralized government system. He established a bureaucracy to collect taxes, maintain law and order, and manage the affairs of the kingdom. This centralized system helped to stabilize Egypt and ensure the smooth functioning of the government. King Menes is also credited with developing the Egyptian legal system. He established a set of laws that governed the behavior of citizens and provided for the punishment of those who broke the law. These laws covered a wide range of issues, including property rights, family matters, and criminal offenses. The legal system helped to maintain order and stability in society and ensured that justice was served. In addition to his legal reforms, King Menes also made significant contributions to the development of Egyptian society. He promoted the construction of public works such as temples and tombs, which provided jobs for many people and helped to stimulate the economy. He also encouraged the arts and sciences, which led to the creation of some of the most beautiful and enduring works of art in history. Another important aspect of King Menes' legacy is the development of Egyptian religion. He is believed to have played a role in the establishment of the cult of Osiris, the god of the dead, which had a profound impact on Egyptian beliefs and practices. The cult of Osiris led to the development of elaborate burial rituals and the construction of magnificent tombs, which helped to preserve Egyptian culture and history for future generations. It should be noted that much of what we know about King Menes comes from later sources, such as the writings of Herodotus and Plutarch, which may contain inaccuracies or biases. However, despite the gaps in our knowledge, it is clear that King Menes was a transformative figure in Egyptian history. He laid the foundations for the Egyptian state, established key institutions and policies, and promoted cultural and economic development. His legacy continued to shape Egypt for centuries to come, and he is remembered as one of the most important figures in ancient Egyptian history. As we bring this video to a close, it is important to acknowledge the challenges of studying ancient history. The lack of written records from the time period makes it difficult to separate fact from fiction and leaves us with more questions than answers. However, through the study of archaeology, linguistics, and other disciplines, we can piece together the history of ancient Egypt and appreciate the achievements of its early rulers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more historical tales. And if you have any thoughts or information you would like to share, feel free to comment below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the past. Thank you.